Hey there, this is Bill Loguidice. Welcome to part 2 of my Atari Flashback 4 review. This will feature live play, so there's no capture device to mess up what you see and hear. First, let me get a few quick clarifications out of the way, based on feedback from the last video. The retail price will be between $40 and $50 or so for the Flashback 4 console itself, though most places will be at the $50 price point. I can't reveal the details, but one retailer may have a special edition on the higher end of the pricing spectrum that includes one extra game. Believe me though, it's not a deal breaker, the extra game, and otherwise all other Flashback 4s will feature the same 80 games. The separate wired joystick and the paddles, which I'll demonstrate shortly, will be available for $19.97 each, either through Amazon or the AtGames website. I was given a tentative list of retailers. Retailers should include Amazon, Urban Outfitters, Hastings, 7th Avenue, Bed Bath & Beyond, and of course the AtGames website, Walmart, Target, etc. Toys R Us may get it in Canada. Keep in mind, I'm not sure if every retailer will carry every product though, and some may not pan out at all. But as I get updates, I'll let you guys know on Armchair Arcade. Everything should be though on Amazon and the AtGames website, and those two places will also have the extra controllers. Everything should hit the stores by no later than November. When I get more specifics, again, I'll let you guys know on Armchair Arcade. Real quick, I misspoke in the first video about there being M Network games. I should have said Sears games. In regards to the game lineup, again, it all comes down to licensing, and the main licensee that Atari seems to have dealt with was Taito. In regards to that, as for the new version of Space Invaders, the only official word was that they worked closely with the licensor to create a version of Space Invaders that was truer to the arcade original. Not much info there. They really want to go into specifics. So again, it's not, it's a good new version of Space Invaders and incorporates some elements from Space Invaders Part 2, but it would have been nice to have the original 2600 version in there as well. Again, who knows why Taito was insistent on having AtGames create an entirely new version. Anyway, let's start the live demo. I'll try to get out of the way a little bit here. This is the infrared controller. This is the Player 1 controller. It mimics the reset, select, and start buttons. It has an on-off switch here. With the batteries, it weighs about the same as the separately available wired controller. And again, for anyone familiar with the Flashback 3, it's the same controller. It looks great, it feels great. It's a little looser than the original, so if you want the authentic thing, get the authentic thing, plug it in. Here we go. So, let me just turn it off and on again because it has an auto off, so you can see it's right here. Console's a little off camera here. That's okay. So you can see, it's not quite as sharp as you'd like on a modern TV. This happens to be a DLP on television. It of course looks perfect on a CRT TV. I have one over there, but filming one of those, you see the scan line, of course. So we'll just use this TV. This type of TV is basically what people will have anyway. But you can tweak your settings on the TV and whatever to get a little sharper picture. But it's definitely not high def. Again, it's the standard composite video and mono audio. So the yellow and white cables. So let's start out with Adventure. People wanted to see that, of course. So I'll just hit start here. And again, I can control everything from this controller, which is nice. So I'll just shut up a minute and let you guys hear some of the natural sounds. And I'm just going to basically go through a bunch of different games here, and I'm going to show the paddle games. I'm going to control them with the wired paddles that again are available separately for $19.97 each. It's a standard double set of paddles going to one cable, so you only need to buy two to play 4-player games. That's the bridge there. Alright, so that's enough of this. Let's try a different game here. Adventure 2. You can see which version this is here. There we go. Whoop. Got something for you. Oh. Alright. Some of the titles, of course, are tweaked in this. For instance, Pong. They decided to call it Pong instead of Video Olympics. You can see which version of Adventure 2 this is. Anyway, so much of that. And again, once I show some paddle games, you could probably stop the video or fast forward to a game you want to see. And again, it sounds good, it controls good, it's not perfect. If you want perfect, you go to the trouble of buying the original system. You get a flash cartridge of some type or something along those lines. You buy the original cartridges, etc., etc. You know, for around $50, this is not a bad option if you're a little more casual. You know, this is more targeted to mainstream audiences than, you know, the hardcore classic gamer, but hey, should always be something for everybody. Somebody pointed out there's no flickering in Asteroids. That's true. Some ways this is actually an improvement over the original. I always get a kick out of this game. Wonky physics and all. Obviously I should have did the single player version, but Battle Zone. Again, it looks good. You know, plays well. No issues. This is Breakout. Like I mentioned on the first video, you can mix and match wired and these infrared controllers that just need line of sight. So I have the paddles already plugged in, so I'll just start Breakout here. I will grab my paddle. These feel much closer to the original paddles than the joysticks do. There's no issue with these. You know, and the nice thing is you can always start the games from this joystick. So let's see here. Whoop. All right, let's get serious now. Here we go. And again, I can control this just fine. Feels good. It's nice and smooth. There's no real jitter that you typically get. And it keeps on going like that. Alright, so let's hit a couple more of these here. Centipede. Always had a nice title screen. Sharks Atari. I'll just play this one other paddle game, maybe Warlords in a little bit as well. Let's see. This was always a favorite of mine. Gets a little frustrating after a while, but it's kind of fun. Again, the paddles are really nice and responsive. You know, I'm a fan of paddles and spinners, so it's, you know, it's great that there's a new run of these paddles. We've had quite a few runs of new, you know, Atari style and compatible joysticks, but no paddles up until this point. Combat, Crystal Castles. Let's see, what would be next to show here? Keep on going here. Frontline. This one and again, a lot of people will notice things might be a little off as far as, you know, being in tune or whatever, but that's to be expected. You know, it's not 100%. For all those who say that Coleco sabotaged their Atari 2600 versions of these games, they only have to look to games like Smurf or Frontline to know that it really was more the skill of the programmer. Like this is actually an excellent version of the game. Jungle Hunt's a good one. This again is a title license. They didn't feel need to change this one, but it's also really well done on the 2600. Okay. This is one of the later Atari games. You would think this would use the paddles, but it was not originally designed around the paddles. and the infamous Space Invaders. Again, this is not something the 2600 would be capable of. This is trying to take advantage of the capabilities of the platform that the 2600 games are running off of. Nothing wrong with it. Again, it sure would have been nice to have the original though. The original port. So let's just do. Somebody wanted to see Tempest. This is a prototype. So, and you know, this is one of the ones that really probably should have been left on the cutting room floor. But you know, yeah, it's just pretty crappy, but you know, they probably wanted the name there, and it's one, of course, they could license. What else? Alright, let's just do Warlords quick with the paddles, and then I'll do Yar's Revenge, and you can get out of here. Alright, so, let's see here. Sounds fine. Controls fine. Let me grab the other paddle here. And again, I should really select the one-player versions, but I'm trying to keep this moving. Yeah, so that's Warlords. So let's go to Yar's Revenge, which will give you a good idea again of how smooth everything is and how it sounds. Okay, so this was part 2 of the Atari Flashback 4 review. Hopefully the combination of this and part 1 will give you what you need to know whether you want to buy it or you want to recommend it to a more casual friend. I like it. I have no issues with it. I especially like the separately available wired controllers. Again, those are always good to have. If you have any further questions, take it to Armchair Arcade, and I'll be happy to answer them. I'll try things out and try to answer everyone's questions and queries, and I'll try to update when this stuff comes out. So, this was Bill Loguidice for Armchair Arcade. Until next time, take care.